So this is how to factor a hard case quadratic trinomial expression where a does not equal 1. So this is the first problem I'm going to be helping you guys solve. So the problem is 7x squared minus 31x minus 20. So what I've already done is I've created our diamond and just an x. You learned how to do this when we did our easy case trinomials. So instead of the top, you're just putting your c. Instead, you're doing a times c, and the bottom is straight up just b. So 7 times negative 20 is negative 140, and then negative 31. So now we have to figure out what you can multiply to get negative 140, but add to get negative 31. So what I got for this is negative 35 and a positive 4. So this is the tricky part. If you mess up on this part, you could potentially mess up on the entire problem, and then you'll have to go through all your work and figure it out again. So when you put them like this is the order they will most likely go in, but I put them backwards. So your positive 4 is going to go first in the equation, and then your negative 35. So what you're going to get is 7x squared plus 4x minus 35x minus 20. So this is your equation now. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate these two terms with these two terms. So it's going to be 7x squared plus 4x, and then we're going to have negative 35x minus 20. So now we have to figure out the GCF, which there's no GCF for this. It's just going to end up being x. So your problem is going to be x multiplied by 7x plus 4. Now on this side, 5 can go into these, but since they are both negatives, you're going to have a negative 5. So negative 5, 7x plus 4. So now, these are the exact same problems. The only thing that's different is the number on the outside. So once you make sure that these are the same, you can move on to the next step. If these are not the same, I would go back and make sure you factored them right and put them in the right order. So next, you're going to take your 7x plus 4, and then your x on this side and your negative 5 on this side is going to be turned into an equation, x minus 5. And that is your factor. So I'm going to show you one more example. That way we can make sure you understand. So we're going to, again, draw our diamond. And so it's going to be a times c, and then you're going to have your b down here. This is going to be negative 190, I think. It might be 196. I'll get back to you on that. We're going to put a 6 for now. And then your bottom is going to be negative 45. So we're going to factor this using 196 instead of 190. And we're going to get a negative 49 and a positive 4. So again, be very careful when you're doing this step, because just most of the time you'll know what order to put them in, but you won't always know, so it could be a bit challenging. So now we're going to do 7x squared plus 4x minus 49x minus 28. And again, we're going to separate this. So this is going to go on one side, this is going to go on the other. So then you're going to get 7x squared plus 4x minus 49x minus 28. So For this, it doesn't have a GCF, so it's gonna have to be factored by x. So you're gonna get x, 7x plus 4, and then this, a 7 can go into this, but because both of them are negative, it's gonna be a negative 7. So negative 7 and 7x plus 4. So both of these problems are the same again, so you know you got the problem right, or you did that part of the equation right. So then you're going to do 7x plus 4. That's your first box. You don't have to put a 2 there because they're the same equation. Doesn't matter. And then you're going to do your x and your negative 7, and that's going to form your second half of the equation. And then when you do FOIL, you'll end up getting 7x squared minus 45x minus 28. Thank you for joining me on my how to factor a hard case quadratic trinomial expression. Thank you. I hope you learned something.